don't forget to like and subscribe. Now please enjoy the video. Everybody, welcome back to another one of my videos. Today we'll be reviewing the Transformers Age of the Primes 1 out of 5 Combaticon Vortex. Now taking a look at him, he looks a lot like his G1 version. Except for these holes. These holes are part of the combiner mode. You can take a look at the side. You can see that. Now, one thing that I do find a little bit of a problem is that his arms, they just have this big chunk right there. It's a big chunky arm right there. You can remove them. You can remove them. It's not intended to remove them, but you can remove them. Taking a look at the back, you kind of see there's not that much detail. I mean, besides the helicopter up here. Taking a look at the side, it looks cool. It looks a lot like his Generation 1. This big chunky arm right here. Yes, and that is all of the detail that we have there. And his guns. Let's take a look at his guns. Let's take off this one. So you have this one, which is the mini blaster, and you have this giant. Blaster. Let's put them down. Now they both are blast effect compatible, and he comes with 2 of these blasters. So they are both blast effect compatible. You can have one there and one here. Got yourself some shooting. Okay, with those. Let's add the back on. So yeah, that's the cool thing about the guns is that they are like almost every gun Hasbro has made it is blast effect compatible. Almost every gun, And then one thing about these shoulder guns is that these are both not blast effect compatible. So you can't add blast effects on them. But it makes sense because they do play a crucial part in the transformation because, in the real world, these are added. But I won't spoil too much because that's for the transformation. Now, without further ado, let's do a size comparison. Let's move him to the side. Let's grab Transformers Age of the Primes top spin. You can see he's taller. Transformers Age of the Primes Spinister. Now, Spinister, only if it wasn't for, this tail helicopter part, then he wouldn't be so tall. And for his helicopters blades. But, yeah, he's kind of taller, just by a bit. Not too much. Now, taking a look at Transformers Age of the Primes Air Raid. Same size because they are both components of, combiners. So yeah, without further ado, again, let's get into the articulation. So, the head can do a full 360. The arms can go outwards up to a 90-degree angle and do a full 360. If you wanted to do a full 360, you might have to adjust the helicopter blades to like this. You can do a full 360 like that. Right? He has no wrists. His elbows can do a full 360 around. Or not elbows. And you can do a 90-degree angle for the elbows. Then the knees can go up to 90-degree angles. No, the legs can go out to a 90-degree angle. And same thing backwards. And same thing outwards. So yeah, that's all the articulation this guy has. Oh, and one more. Spinny helicopter blades. Oh yeah. Oh dang it. Oh yeah. No, dang it. Oh yeah. Okay, well, let's move on. Alright, so let's get right into the transformation. So what you want to do is you want to grab the guns and put them to the side. They will play a crucial part in the helicopter, but just put them to the side for now. Then, let's also grab the helicopter blades, and let's take them off. Now, let's turn around the head It's the first step. Second step is you want to pull this part right here that you can kind of, I don't know if you can kind of see it, but this right here, you're supposed to squeeze it and then pull it up, and then it's like a mask or something. It's some kind of, and it just covers his face. So yeah, there's that. And then another thing is you want to pull down the landing gear, and then you want to push this to the side till it looks like that. You want to pick them up, close the feet till they look like this, and then you just want to end up like crushing this. You want to crush it together. So yeah, it should be crushed together, and you can kind of see the front of the helicopter. All right, so that's one part of the helicopter done. Now let's get into this other part. So what you want to do is you want to pull this forward. Not the feet should not move at all, but you want to pull the shins forward, and then you should snap this out of place. It doesn't make like a snap noise, but it just comes out. And then it should come in, and there's 2 holes that go into 2 pegs, and you can either push them in or slide them in. So yeah, and then you want to close the shins, and then you just want to push it in. There you go. You got yourself Vortex. So you can kind of see how the helicopter's shaping up. You know, it looks cool, you know. Then what you want to do next with this helicopter is you want to push out and make sure these are folded in till the hands become apart with the big chunky arms. And you want to push them out. And you want to make sure that they are like this, you know, and then the cannons need to be in, and then they just be pushed like down. If you can't get the little cannons, then you might want to just lift up the arms a bit. Then another thing that you want to do is that you want to pull these upwards so that all of this is like connected. But before you do that, you just want to do this. Flip this, and it should be where the smooth side is facing forward, and this chunky part right here is facing backwards. And then you want to continue. So then you want to push out the guns, and then you want to, you know, flip out the tail rotor, make sure everything's connected together. And then once the tail rotor is flipped out, you just want to push it together, and the shoulder shouldn't move at all. There's another joint in there that is not part of articulation, but it's meant for transformation purposes. And then it just closes together. Make sure everything's, so there's 2 ports where these go in, and you just want to push them together. Make sure everything is in place, you know. All you got to do in this step is just push everything together. And the next thing that you want to do is that you want to grab this part, or the tail flaps, wings, and then they should be tilted until they are both outwards. Can kind of see? So there should be like this, and then they can tilt outwards. If yours doesn't do that, then this is probably tail rotor. One of the blades is probably blocking it from doing that. All right, so there you have the helicopter fully transformed. Well, not fully transformed yet. So a helicopter can't fly without its helicopter blades. Make sure they're all spread out. And then you just want to add it onto the top of the helicopter. You got yourself a helicopter ready for rescue missions or transport. Now, if you want the helicopter to go into fighting, let's use the guns. All right, so what you want to do with the guns is you want to, so there's pegs on the side of the guns that will go into ports on the side of the face of the helicopter, or nose. And then you can just add them, and these are the small ones. And then with the big gun, you just want to push it in the back. The same thing, small peg, small port. You just want to add them in, and you got yourself a helicopter ready for its battle. Now, you don't have to do this. This is optional, but you can just take off the helicopter gun and replace it with the other helicopter gun. So now you got a bigger gun in the front. It might take a little bit of force into it, and it does open it just by a slight bit because it is so big. But yes, you can do that. It does snap it, but you can just push it back in, of course. So that is one thing that's optional. Now, taking a look at him, he looks like a lot like the Generation 1. Very cool, you know, very nice. You know, you can kind of see the windows here, the front of the helicopter here. All right, taking a look at his side, you can kind of see more. You can see here, a black, and it has a working tail rotor, which is really cool, and it doesn't get stuck like other Transformers. Get yourself the tail, get yourself the tail wings, or whatever they're called. And then you also got the one landing gear right there. So, yeah. So that's Vortex, fully transformed into his helicopter mode, ready to take on some Autobots. Now, as I said earlier about the no battle effect compatible guns, here they are on the sides. Now, in the real world, these actually suck up air while it's moving. So while it's moving, like at this angle, but it has helicopter blades. Well, the helicopters move at this angle. So while these are sucking in, these suck in air to produce power for the helicopter blades. Yep. Yeah, that's Vortex fully transformed into his helicopter mode. You know, it looks nice, but one thing is that right here on these sides, that are gaps that are missing, these, in the Generation 1, these would be the landing gear, and that landing gear in the back. Yeah, but without further ado, let's get right into the transformation of the arm. So what you want to do is you want to move this. That's it. So all you want to do is you want to just flip this back, the tail wings back, until it looks like this. And then you just want to unseparate it. You just want to unseparate it. So just make sure that this face is angled like this. And then you just want to separate this back part outwards. Make sure that this gun should be removed because it could be broken. And then what you want to do is you want to just slide them outwards. Just, you know, slide them out until it looks like this. Then what you want to do is you want to bolt this into its like side. Doesn't matter what side. But it should not be, none of these edges should be touching the top of this part. Next thing you want to do is you want to lift or push these outwards. And then you want to remove it. And then it should be removed. So then you want to twist the waist around. And then you just want to pull. It may take some force, but you just want to pull it. Yeah. Huh. Just want to pull it. Oh gosh. One of the guns went flying. Now, it may sound like it broke, but it did not. It is just me struggling. So yes, you can separate it, and it does sound like it broke, but it did not actually. And yeah, everything is unaligned, so I'm just gonna realign everything with its normal spot. And yeah, we'll see how that goes. So yeah, this part is the front part of the arm, and since the gun fell off, the round gun, I'm just gonna add that on because you need the gun. Now it is optional for the guns to be added on. I prefer them off because, you know, classic helicopter look. But I'm gonna keep them on for the sake of the video. So yeah, there's the first part, and you should have this little part right here that connects the waist to the body. And yeah, there's the helicopter. What you want to do is you want to come over here and just realign everything, you know? Just like put everything back the way it was. So you just want to pick it up. So I'm going to do this. And well, bam, you got yourself the back of the helicopter. Now, you also need to add the helicopter blades to prove that it is a helicopter. Just want to add that on. All right, and you got yourself the arm of the helicopter. So, put this back. And you can add this onto the side, but it just... what are the purposes, honestly? So, yeah. There's the arm of Bruticus. Yes. And Vortex does become the left, I think, arm of the combiner. Actually, I should be looking at this guy. Alright, so I'm going to bring out my Bruticus. Combiner Wars Bruticus. As you can see, there's Combiner Wars. Now there's Vortex. I kind of broke his blade, so don't blame me. But it was an accident. So yeah, there's Combiner Wars Vortex. See Bruticus, you know. So this new Bruticus, I think it's a skeleton body, and yeah, I think so, because you know the components and the ports are being added on. So I'm just gonna lift up the camera. Yep, there we go. Right, and then I'm just gonna, you know, show a size comparison. So this is the one part of the helicopter, one part of Vortex. See, it is a bit taller. And then here is the other part of Vortex. You can see they are both different. So it is small, you know, the arm is small, but it's because this is the Combiner Wars where you can just slide the one character out. That's it. Really, that's all you can do is just slide the character out. That's all you could do. But the thing is that the problem is that all the Transformers were so similar to each other. All you gotta do is just fold it together, and well, bam, you got your the Transformer. Fold it together, Transformer. Now, the only different part is with this guy up here, this part. This guy was unique, I mean, except for Defensor. I mean, Defensor, Hotspot, and Onslaught were both, you know, both the same repaint mold. The thing is that these just tuck themselves in, tuck themselves in, tuck themselves in. Like, this is first aid. He's tucked himself in. So yeah, that's a huge upgrade, and it does give Transformers their own mold. So that's one cool thing. So yeah, there you have it. I won't get into too much detail because what are the details on becoming an arm, really? So there you have it. The Transformers Age of the Primes Combaticon Vortex reviewed. Now, see you in the next video, and goodbye. Thank you all for watching my videos. Please like and subscribe.